It's the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Houston Texans.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Houston Texans and the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in Week 1.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. You got to fight against that. They've got to come out ready to play.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Leading him out, the former Stanford man. At quarterback, it's Davis Mills.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Well, this defense for the Ravens, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
Well, now here's a deep shot that's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the first down to go along with it.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
But that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. To throw, Mills. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Baron Browning in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Well, when you time those screen passes perfectly, they can work perfectly, but that time it took a little too long to develop.
And you zeroed in on exactly what makes that play go, timing. Because if the timing's off at all, those unblocked defenders coming at the quarterback, they'll put him on the deck.
Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. There he goes, right side. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Well, CD, these two teams barely off the buses, and this defense already has a sack and now the interception and the pick 6 to take the lead.
Partner, you'd have to think that this was part of their game plan coming in because they wanted to embrace an aggressive mindset and attack on defense. They were trying to force that quick miscue, and I would say that their plan worked to perfection.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
All right, second down, right back to Hunt. He got maybe a half yard at most, but eventually they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Mills' throw taken in there by Cooks. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider.
Touchdown, Houston! Kareem Hunt, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Texans are an extra point away from evening this one up. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and Kareem Hunt the one to finish it off as he did so with a touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And he was certainly solid, maybe a little bit more last week in his NFL debut. Threw a couple of touchdown passes and earned his first victory. Now, we all know it's not going to be easy from here, but at least now he's seen what it takes to win at this level.
They'll swing this complete out to Hill. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. He'll look to throw. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he'll be out right at the 35.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. These two teams all tied after one. They go play action here on first down. They'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Flush to his right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he slings one that's incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
They'll look to throw again. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And he'll be brought down shy of the first down marker at the 11. Again, he'll drop to throw. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. And the Texans are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. I appreciate the aggressiveness trying to go for it there on 4th down, but you're in the red zone, had 3 points in your back pocket. Instead, Charles, they throw it away.
Certainly a big call to go for it on 4th down.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, at the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got 2, we got 2. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
On play action, they'll throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The sack there by Rasheem Green.
But they certainly took too long to set up play action, and that gave the pass rush time to get home for its first sack of the game. For their sake, they may start to think about the quick game and leave play action alone for a little while.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He completes it to Beckham. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Odell Beckham, 31 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounce back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And now out comes Houston. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember, last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
On 1st and 10, Mills. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And Mills is intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. The 20, 5, and he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
We constantly talk about defenders having great vision and being able to see plays unfold and make their own plays, but you also have to have good feel as well, because you can't see everything out there. See the play unfold, feel what's going on, and then get to the right spot and make your own play. And in this case, it turned out to be a highlight one.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Another try after the first down sack. Mills, throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The offense on third down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Mills now. Well, that's complete to Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That gain on third down, good for 28. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
A first down throw for Mills. There again is Cooks, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Again, it's Mills. Swings this out for Hunt. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and now it's 3rd and 3.
Partner, it took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Throwing, Mills. Over the middle, complete. It's Hunt. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now Mills. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Mills. That's complete right around the 8. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Mills on 3rd and 2. Open man is Cooks. He's got it. Texans. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Texans get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taken in at the 3.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set them back on second.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction. He's got a man, complete. So we're at halftime here. Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the third quarter here. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
and they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown. Odell Beckham with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And boy, it was pretty.
Tucker with the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realize what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Second down, here's an option right. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards that time, and a first down on the keeper. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over, because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play. You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. And they'll try to throw here. Mills. Most of the afternoon hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mills. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 38-yard line. Hunt will try going up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Mills. And he's going to have the hook up to Gage. Touchdown, Houston. Russell Gage, 36 yards. And the Texans are back within a score. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just...
That's caught at the 25. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 75 yards. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Mills to throw it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tease Tabor. And the Texans are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable, and there's two schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't.
And my goodness, another interception. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. Are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They played the Browns last week, got the victory in that game, and so far so good as they've got the lead here. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. That'll be pulled in downfield by Collins. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 43 yards. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Lance. They'll roll him out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Trey Lance, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens are on their way to a 2-0 start. Tucker now for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was Trey Lance taking it in himself to cap the drive with a touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackle. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They run for it with Hunt. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw him off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time. Never a question in his mind about going ahead.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mills. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Mills, 4th down, gotta have it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. They fake the handoff. Now Lance. And that is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Off of play action, here's Lance. Rolling to his left. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
Throwing now is Lance. He is going to find Hill here. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Tyreek Hill. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Ravens are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Houston set to take over. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. They'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Now Mills on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Ray, 38. Let's make these babies cry all the way back. Like food. Let's make these babies cry all the way back. Watch 18. Go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Throw caught there by Osborne. And they're going to speed things up here. Now a play fake. Lance. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants him to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
So that drive, 4 plays. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. From the gun, here's Mills. And now here is another interception. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Ravens will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
On play action, Lance. Escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns. And it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because...
And that's caught inside the 30. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. On 1st down, Lance steps away to his left. Oh, it's tipped, but he still makes the adjustment. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is, on one of those high-end sports cars, what's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Ravens, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.